Hello, welcome back again. In the last video we have seen how to configure the yum client repository. I would like you to keep that discussion a little aside before we jump into the actual yum command and understand all the details of it. But before that yum command, we're gonna start actually understanding the RPM command. This is the old way of installing the software. As I say, installing the software from a file. And it is not just the installation, it is also finding out more information, which is the query. -q is the query option. It is the installation option, -I, and we'll see all these options. So installation, upgrading, uninstallation, and querying. These are the four things that we'll be doing. So again, let me write this down. Install, then uninstall, then upgrade, and most importantly, query. QUERY, query. These are the things that we're going to do. Query is basically finding out more information about the RPM files or the installed packages. So we'll start with the first command. The command is RPM, and it has quite a few options. The first option is the query option. Along with the query option, other options also go in. So the first thing that we're going to learn is the query option. This means you query all installed packages. Install packages on the system. So whatever has been installed, that will be queried, that will be displayed over there. Now where is this information coming from? Obviously the RPM database that we saw earlier. Let me again go back and refresh our memory about the RPM database. As we have seen here, RPM database is nothing but this directory and files inside that directory. So when we fire this query command, this command right here, the information is coming out of that RPM database. So let me actually fire the command RPM -q, okay, RPM -q, and -a is basically all packages. So these are all the packages that are installed on our machine. There are quite a few of them, as you can see. The list goes on and on and on. If you just take a look at some of these packages, it is, let us see, FTP is the package. Then after the dash, this is the version. This is the build, and it is for EL4, and it is for architecture i686, and it is a 32-bit because we are running a 32-bit operating system. So many different packages are there. The name of the package is actually this. This is the name of the package, and the other information is the release and build and all that stuff. So if I ask you which package are we talking about, you are going to tell me that this is the name of the package. Okay, xorg x11 drv vesa is the name of the package. The remaining stuff is all the version and the release information. So these are all the packages, and it becomes very difficult to understand whether a specific software has been installed or not. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fire this command here, which is RPM -qa pipe grep of FTP. Grep is going to search for any word. You can type pretty much any word. If there is a package package named PlayStation, so you will type a word PlayStation, whatever you want to grep on. So FTP is the package or the keyword. It's not the package name, it's the keyword that I'm searching for. So search or find if FTP is installed or not. So how does this work? This will work like this. RPM, and now I can type QA together. I don't have to type it separately, and then grep FTP. FTP. Okay. So as you can see, wherever you see the word FTP, in this first one there is a word FTP here, but this is actually not the FTP package. In the second one there is a word FTP. The real FTP package is this. This is the package. This is again the version, release, and all that stuff is there. So yes, it is installed on our server. That is how you find out. So if somebody asks you how do you find out whether a specific package is installed on your machine or not, this is how you find out. This is one of the ways to find it out using the RPM. Okay. Then I'm going to find out about a specific package itself. If I exactly know the name of the package, like for example, RPM minus Q and the name of the package itself, FTP, then it will tell me yes, FTP is the name of the package, and then the remaining information is also there. So if you exactly know the name of the package, if I type the name of the package LFTP, yes, it is there. LFTP is also there. Then I can type about another package, Nmap. People who know about networking, Nmap is a package. Actually, it's a command, and the command is available because the package is installed. Some of the commands are packages. Some of the multiple commands are part of the packages. Let me repeat what I said. Some commands like Nmap is part of just one package, and some of the other commands like cd, mv, rm, they are part of one big bundle of package. So anyway, the point here is when you install the Nmap package, the command Nmap is available. Right now if I type the Nmap command does what? Nmap is, let us say, I want to find out my IP address. Just hold on a second. Okay, I have another machine in the network, and the IP address of that another machine is 192.168.1.3. And what this Nmap command does is actually it will go and find out what ports are open on that machine. But obviously the command itself is not installed, so we will learn how to install this Nmap package. So that is what the next thing is. Right now, as you can see, Nmap is not installed. You can find that out by this command also, rpm minus qa and then grep nmap. And then, oh, it is installed there. Okay, then which Nmap? Okay, did I make a mistake there? Oh yes, I guess I did not type it correctly. I have to type Nmap and the IP address. Okay, my mistake. Okay, now what does this Nmap command do is it will open up, or it will try to find out what ports are open on this machine, and it will display that. It is basically the command used by most of the hackers to find out what servers are running. So I can find out there is an SSH port is closed, then there is another Microsoft port running on, there is a 2869 port. These are the port numbers that are running on that machine, or that are open on that machine there. By the way, this is not open, these two are closed. So you get to know a lot about what is running on that machine. If I see a port number 1521, then I would definitely know it is a port number for Oracle based on my DBA background, and I would immediately come to know that there is an Oracle database running on that machine. This is the IP address of that machine. So that's what Nmap command does. Now Nmap is already installed, so we are fine. This is how you find out about Nmap. Now the next thing, we have, or we can find more information about Nmap. Let us see. Let me clear the screen now. RPM minus Q, and I stands for information, Nmap. This time I am typing it correctly, Nmap. And as you can see, there is a lot of information. Actually, let me reduce my font size so I can fit that in one page. Clear the screen, run the command one more time. Yes, now I think it is much better. The name of the RPM package is Nmap. Then the version is 5.21. Release is this. Vendor who built this package, it is the CentOS. It was built on February 23rd, 2011. No, not February. Friday 23rd, September 2011. I'm not thinking right today. Then it was installed on this time. Okay, so there is a lot of information. You can go through this thing. And eventually this is what something that would interest you. What is this Nmap about? So Nmap is a utility for network exploration and security auditing. It supports ping scanning and blah 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 blah. All the information about that package is there. So -I option is about the information. Where did it go? -I is the information. So query -I Nmap. So I'm going to write it down here as provide more info about the Nmap package. You can have that command run for other packages also. Let me run it for FTP now. RPM minus QI FTP. Okay, It tells me the name of the package, version, release, all that stuff. And finally, FTP package provides a standard Unix command line FTP, which is the file transfer protocol client. That is what it is. This is not the server utility, this is the client utility, and that's why they have specifically mentioned here. So you can find out more information once you know the package name. Let us take another stab at it. RPM minus QA, and I'm going to type more. More is going to do it page by page. There, let us see, there is a package called as ETH tool. Okay, I don't know anything about ETH tool, so let us find out about it. Control C, and I'm going to type the command RPM minus QI ETH tool and see what I get. 2.6 is the version, installed on such and such date, and most importantly here is this utility allows querying and changing settings such as speed, port, auto negotiation, PCI locations, offload many network devices, especially the Ethernet devices. Basically any network card that you have, you can change the speed of the network card, you can change the port of that network card, and quite a few attributes of that network card. Our network cards are mostly going to be ETH0, so ETH tool, ETH0, it shows you a lot of information here. It shows me now that my speed is 1 Gbps. You can change these things with the help of ETH tool. Okay, that is what that package is. So this is another way of finding out a lot more information about what is installed on your system and what does it mean. Let us take the next step. RPM minus QL. Okay, let me clear the screen now again. RPM minus QL and Nmap, name of the package. Now it gives me a whole list of files. What are these files? If you remember our last discussion from previous video, you will understand that when we install any package, then what happens? A lot of files are copied to many directories. In this case, this file has been copied to user bin directory. Another file has been copied to the same directory. Then there are certain other files which are copied to the user share doc. There are other files which are copied to the user share man. And this is what happens. These are the files that have been copied to your system when you install the Nmap package. And minus L is the list of all the files that have been copied to your system. So this is one of the files there. If tomorrow you want to find out there is one file on your system, let us say now this file, ncat. Who has installed this file? Which package was responsible for installing file? You can find that out, and that is the next command that we're going to learn. So QL, let me summarize. Okay, list all files installed by Nmap package. We can do it for any other package. Now, as you can see now, these files are, some of the files are in the scripts directory, some of the files are in the lib directory, some of the files are in the user share man, though, so that is the documentation. So a lot of files are in different directories. So what are the different types of files in when installing any package? So files are, or different files that are installed when you install a package. There are script files, there are documentation files, and there are configuration files. So these are the different types of files that are copied or installed on your machine when you install any package, along with obviously the executable files. They are also there. So if you just want to see the script files, then I actually run the command minus QS. So list script files installed by Nmap package. Let me show you that now. Okay, let me clear the screen. RPM minus Q and S. S is for scripting. I'm querying the script files. Nmap is the file. Nmap is the package. Okay, these are all the script files. See, only script files are being displayed. Now this is something that we will not be able to or we will not use this heavily. These options are used by the people who actually create the RPM packages. These are all C programmers who create the RPM packages, and therefore I don't want to spend too much of time on this, but I will just mention it here. The same thing that I have mentioned here, that list of all the doc files, and this is the configuration files. So that is what you can okay, you can run these commands. Nmap, okay, I think P went all the way here. Okay, now probably another important thing, requires. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this thing and paste it there. What is the meaning of requires? It means what packages are required before we install the Nmap package. Okay, so these are what we call as dependencies. So we need to install this package before the Nmap is actually installed. We require all these libraries. All of the libraries are actually in user share lib. So these libraries, you will find it there if they are already installed. But we are asking what are the packages or files that are required before we install the Nmap package, and this information is also coming from the RPM database. So some useful information there. So lists, it will list dependencies. Okay. Then one more command, which in fact we already know the information. When was this package installed? This was installed on January 16, 2012. If you want to find out if somebody has dinked around with your system, then you can actually go and run this command and find out when this package was installed. Okay. Then there is another thing, as I mentioned to you, that this command shows you a lot of files that are installed by RPM, a lot of files. And as I said, if we have to answer the question like user share cat, who has installed this file or which package was responsible for installing this file, I can say RPM minus Q, and F stands for file, and you just give the name of the file and you will come to know which RPM installed this file. So in this case, Nmap package was responsible for installing this file. You can take any other file, answer will be the same. RPM minus Q, F is for file, query file. And who installed this thing? Again, Nmap installed it. I'm gonna actually run the same command for something else, etc password. It's a very important file. So there is a package called a setup package, one of the very basic packages of Linux, and that was responsible for installing that. Obviously Shadow is the file which contains all the passwords. Same package installed this. Same package installed this thing. So you can look at the file and you can find out which package was responsible for installing this file. Now obviously if you have just copied a file and not installed it through the RPM command, this RPM command will not give you that option. So it has to be installed, the file has to be installed through certain package, then only the RPM minus QF will tell you the answer. Okay, so these are all the all the options which are useful to find out more information. Where is this information coming from? As you can see, all of this information was coming from the RPM database, but many times you want to find out the information from actually the RPM package itself. So for that reason, I have downloaded certain packages for our let me actually clear the screen, and ls star.rpm. I have downloaded certain packages. As you can see, I have this package, LFTP package, which is version 4.4.0, and this is 32-bit, and this one is actually 64-bit. This one is 64-bit. So I'm going to try to install this package. And we will see, or rather I will try to find out more information from this package file. So in that case, okay, this is what the command I'm going to run. Actually there is another package here also, TuxPaint. So let us find out. Q is to query, I is the information, and P is the package file. So we have used Q and I, but we have not used the P. So the information is not going to come from the RPM database. The information is this time going to come from this file itself. Okay, the information about the package. So it is telling me the name of the package is TuxPaints, and the vendor, no vendor name there, when it was built and all that stuff. And what does it do? TuxPaint is a drawing program for young children. It provides a simple interface and fixed canvas and blah blah blah. Okay, So that is that RPM package. Now can I install it from here? Yes, you obviously can install it with the RPM command. We will try to install this one also, and we will see how it works. So finding information from a file, from the package file. This is what we call -p is the package file. So that is what I will write it down here. Okay, find info about package from the RPM file. Okay, not from the RPM database. And which is the file name? This is the file name. So I have downloaded that. Another thing, now I want to install this RPM. Okay, now before I install this RPM, I just need to make sure whether all the dependent packages are installed or not. So RPM -q -- requires and the name of the package itself. Now it is not telling me what packages are required for this package because this is not installed. That is what the main issue is, because this dependency information is going to come from the RPM database. So we don't have that. But if we have some installed package, okay, I think LFTP was installed. LFTP was installed, and then it shows me what are the required packages and the libraries for that. That is what this thing is. So I would take this out. No, okay, I did not do this thing correctly. This is not installed, but if you want to find it out from the file itself, -p is the package name, yes, and then RPM, not an RPM package. What is not an RPM package? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, -- requires tux paints. No, actually it is this. You don't need a file here. You need to put, okay, this package is not installed, and because the dependency information is actually coming from the RPM database and not from the file. Okay, so this option is not valid here. Then the next thing is the list of files also. Okay, the list of files for that tux paint. What are the files that will be installed when we do the tux paint? And these are all the files. This information is again coming from that package. So these are the files that will be installed. So now I know all this information. Can I install the package? Yes, you can install the package. Let us try to install the package. RPM -I for install, V is verbose, H is it's gonna print a hash for every installation that it does. I will show you what it when it comes out. It's basically a progress bar. That is what you can think of it. And the name of the package is, what is the name of the package? ls star.rpm. This is the name of the package. RPM -IVH, and the name of the package. Obviously we may have some problem here. What is the issue here? Not an RPM package. It is not actually. It probably is corrupted or something. Star RPM. Let me try to install minus. I think that was the last error also, maybe. Okay, that was my last error. I told you wrong thing. This -p option is still valid for the file, and it is telling me no. Please bear with me here. Requires, yes, requires will also work. So -q is the query, -requires will tell you what are the dependencies from the package itself. So these options are valid for -p as well, which is the package name. Okay, and now I want to install this package, RPM -IVH, and this is the name of the package. And let us see, it is probably not gonna get installed because the dependencies are not there. That is right, dependencies. When I install this thing, as you can see, it says failed on dependencies. All these dependencies are not there, and therefore we have to first go and install this, then this, then this, and all that. I will have to download all those packages, and I don't have patience for all this stuff, and that is why it is very important to have the yum repository, because it does resolve the dependencies and download each and every package, the dependent packages, before installing the actual package. We'll see yum little later. So rpm-ivh is the actual command to install a package from an rpm file. Okay, I would like to show you that command there, but I need to uninstall something first. I know one of the packages that is installed is Nmap. Okay, rpm minus E is to erase, V is a verbose way, Nmap. I'm gonna erase that package, and the package is erased. Now if I actually query that package, you will not see that package. Okay, and now I'm going to install it. Do I have the Nmap? Oh man, I don't have the Nmap rpm, lstar.rpm. No, I don't. So I'm going to install the one that I have. Okay, LFTP, sorry. So again, let me erase this thing. rpm minus E and verbose LFTP. The package will be removed. It has been removed. Now if I can query this thing, it is not there, and now I am going to install it, rpm minus ivh, and this is the name of the package. Don't install this package because we are not on a 64-bit operating system. We are on a 32-bit operating system, and this is the package that I would like to install. And now I am still having problems. The problems are, Perl is not required, Perl is required, and all that stuff. So dependency is again an issue, and in the next video I will show you how to do this using the yum command, because we have removed all the dependencies also, I guess. Okay, but this is how you install a package. So we have actually queried a lot of package. I have mentioned here how to install a package. This is there. Now I'm going to actually use the yum command. I just want to show you there. We will go into the details of this yum command. rpm command has failed to install. Why? Because dependencies are not there. So yum install LFTP, and it is going to actually go through the dependencies and all that stuff, and I'm going to install it. It will download it from the actual yum server. Where is that yum server? We don't know at this time. We'll see that in little in next video. And it is downloading that. Once the download is finished, it's gonna actually do the installation a little later. Okay, and now it is done doing the installation. Installation is complete, and let me check. rpm minus q. Yes, it is installed now. Yes, it is installed. So the point I was trying to make here is that if you try to install a package using the rpm minus ivh command, and for some reason it does not get installed, I think the only reason that you will not be able to install the package is because the dependencies are not there, and therefore I would suggest that you do it using yum install. Okay, I think the remaining things you have already seen. So this is all we have about the rpm. RPM command is very comprehensive. I have gone over this in a very fast fashion, but again remember, you can install it with the help of the IVH option. I have not shown you, I have shown you the uninstall also. Uninstall is EV option. Obviously they should start with a minus sign and the name of the package. Upgrade is minus UVH. That is what the upgrade is. U is a capital there, and query is a minus Q option, and along with Q there are so many other options that we have seen here. These are all the options. So that is the summary of all the RPM options. So please remember this thing. You may have to do this from time to time. So I will see you in the next video with the yum command.